Denver is changing faster than ever. And what's coming over the next few years will completely reshape the city. We're talking billion-dollar riverfront districts, a brand new massive Broncos Stadium, redevelopment downtown, and even a regional rail system connecting the Front Range like never before. In this video, I'm gonna break down the 10 major projects that will change Denver forever. You'll see what's already under construction, what's on the drawing board, and how these projects will impact everything from traffic to property values across the metro. I'm Landon, I'm a local realtor here in Denver, and I help people buy and sell homes and stay up to date with the latest happenings in the Denver metro area. So let's kick things off with a project that could redefine the entire downtown skyline, the River Mile. So this project will span 62 acres along the South Platte River, replacing Elitch Gardens, unfortunately, I know. And also taking up a lot of that space along where the current Mile High Stadium sits right now, along the South Platte River. And it will really connect the river with the city on the west side of town. Over 15 million square feet of mixed-use development and 7,000 new homes are planned to be there. Offices, retail, schools, and 15 acres of parks are in the plans. There's a $2 billion investment plan for this project, led by Redevelopment Properties, now with Kroenke Sports. And they're already starting with the river restoration project. They have to change the river and actually deepen the river to make sure that it's safe for floods and that we can have all this development nearby. And so those phases are starting in 26 and 27, and then we'll start to see the new construction happen after that. But here's the catch. Construction hasn't started yet, and there's a real risk that this could become another will it or won't it saga. Elitch Gardens' future is up in the air, and some locals are worried about losing a beloved landmark. On the other hand, if this project actually happens, it could give Denver a riverfront district on par with the best in the country. Think Lower Manhattan, but with mountain views. If you think that's bold, wait until you see what's proposed for the next home of your Denver Broncos. So the new Denver Broncos Stadium has been announced to be built in Burnham Yard, which is less than a mile away from where it's currently at. So a lot of locals are happy about the fact that this is staying in Denver, right? Or the Denver Broncos, not the Colorado Broncos. So it's great to see that. Broncos country is all about our football. And so 58 to 61 acres of former rail yard area is just south of Lodo, and that's what's been determined to be the place of the new stadium. That will be privately financed, and it'll be a mixed-use district pitched by Denver Broncos ownership. And we've been told that it's gonna have a retractable roof, a domed stadium, that will create all kinds of opportunities for potential Super Bowls down the road, concerts during the wintertime when it's cold outside. You'll also have hotels around it, retail around it, bars, housing developments. This could really reshape the real estate environment around the stadium in this part of town. So early estimates are saying $2 to $3 billion is the investment that will be made here. And they're targeting the early 2030s for completion. So there'll be a few more seasons in the old Mile High Stadium before we transition to the new place in Burnham Yard. And so from what I've heard, it sounds like they're gonna have like taxing on season ticket holders, basically. So if you're not going to the games, then you're not contributing towards paying for the stadium with your property taxes. It's gonna be something where people that are going to the games, they're gonna have additional fees that will be like taxing on their seats, right? For season ticket holders and anyone who buys a ticket. So from what I understand, that's what I've been told. So if you're not a person that goes to a lot of Bronco games, this may not add a lot of cost for you. But if you are, games are gonna get more expensive, and that's the con here with the new stadium. But I doubt you'll be complaining when you're nice and warm in January or February while you're watching a Bronco game. Here's the downside. Stadium project like this almost always spark controversy. Taxpayers are wary of footing the bill, and there's a real debate about whether this will define Denver's next skyline or become a costly mistake. But if it works, it could give the city a world-class sports and entertainment hub, plus a major boost to the local economy. And just down the road, Denver's current sports district is about to get a complete overhaul of its own. We're talking about the Ball Arena project. Okay, this is the parking lot of Ball Arena, that huge long section, right? Where maybe you parked for Nuggets games or Avalanche games. Ball Arena is staying where it's at, and we've heard that the Nuggets and the Avalanche are committed to that space through 2050. So they're gonna be there a while, but the parking lot space is gonna be completely reimagined. So 55 to 70 acres of parking area around Ball Arena between Auraria campus and Union Station that's all owned by the Kroenke Sports and Entertainment company is leading that project. They're gonna have up to 12 million square feet of new offices, residential towers, retail, and entertainment. The Ball Arena district is going to go vertical. Kroenke Sports is planning to replace acres of parking lots with a brand new urban neighborhood. Think thousands of apartments, new office towers, hotels, shops, and entertainment venues, all connected by parks and plazas. The first phase is already in the works with a hotel, a new venue, and 300 homes that are on the way. But there are trade-offs. Some worry about losing easy parking for games and concerts and how that's gonna work. And there's always the risk that a project this size could drag on for decades. Still, if it succeeds, this could be Denver's answer to Hudson Yards, a second downtown right next to Union Station, keeping the Nuggets and Avs in the heart of the city for decades to come. And if you think that's a lot of change for one part of town, just wait until you see what's coming in Globeville. A lot of locals laugh that Globeville will never be developed. And a lot of people have always said, like, Globeville's up and coming, it's coming. Like, we're gonna get there, Globeville, here we come. And so it's kind of been the joke of Denver for a long time, and it's never really gotten there, right? But this new development could set things in a very vertical direction for Globeville. Fox Park is gonna be the new World Trade Center in Denver, and it'll be moving in here pretty soon. And if you ask, what is Fox Park? Really, it's 41 acres in Globeville near 48th Avenue and I-70. The developers Vita, Fox North, and Cure Development that are leading the way. And the World Trade Center Denver headquarters are gonna be here in Globeville, of all places. And there's gonna be a Virgin Hotel, offices, labs, housing, and 14 acres of park space. This is considered around a $750 million investment. And it's gonna be the first of 4 buildings to break ground in 2025. They're targeting 2027 for occupancy for that first building. On the downside, big projects like this can bring gentrification and rising prices. And some locals worry about losing the neighborhood's character. But the upside is huge. New jobs, global business connections, and a major green space that could make Globeville one of the city's most exciting places to live and work. Speaking of big districts, Denver's most iconic event campus is about to get a major upgrade too. We're talking about the National Western Center expansion. So this is a 250-acre redevelopment, and part of it's in Globeville, but you've also got part of it in Elyria and Swansea, up on the kind of the northeast parts of Denver. And the developers behind this project are actually the city of Denver, Colorado State University, and the National Western Stock Show. That are going to be working together. So part of the plans include a new equestrian center, an arena or an expo hall, Colorado State University Water Resources Center, ag tech research, and public art. And so there's a lot going on there. Phases 3 through 8 will transform the campus into a year-round ag, education, and entertainment district. This has a focus on sustainability, geothermal heating, recycled materials. The downside? New construction will be disruptive, and there's always a risk that the new district could lose some of the old stock show charm. But if it works, this could become a one-of-a-kind destination that celebrates Colorado's roots while pushing the city forward. Now let's shift gears from culture to infrastructure, because Denver's airport is about to get a $2 billion facelift. Get ready for a $2.1 billion overhaul of DIA's main terminal. There's going to be a new 17-lane east and west security checkpoint, also expanded retail and dining. The whole mission that United has set out to do is design the airport to handle 100 million passengers a year. The negatives are obvious: years of delays, cost overruns, and a construction mess that's frustrated travelers and airlines alike. But the payoff could be huge: a world-class airport experience that keeps Denver competitive as a global hub. Not every project is about skyscrapers. Some are about making daily life easier for everyone. We're talking about the Colfax Bus Rapid Transit. This is going to change the way that people get through town on public transportation. So they're going to take a 15-mile corridor from Aurora's Anschutz campus through Denver to downtown. And $300 million worth of projects is going to be dedicated towards bus lanes, boarding kiosks, and 10-minute headways. This will allow people to get to areas faster and for there to be less stoppage on buses as they go through town. The completion goal is in 2027, so we're just a couple years out, and related BRT projects are planned for Federal and Colorado Boulevard. But there are trade-offs. Construction will disrupt traffic and businesses along Colfax, and some worry about losing parking or changing the street's character. Still, for anyone tired of sitting in traffic, this could be the project that changes daily life more than any new skyscraper. And if you're dreaming of ditching your car altogether, the next project might be the most exciting of all. The Front Range Passenger Rail has a goal to connect Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Denver, Boulder, and Fort Collins on a light rail system. So this Front Range Passenger Rail District is leading the effort along with RTD and CDOT, and they're targeting service as early as 2029 if this moves forward. And this will be pretty cool. So imagine going from Union Station all the way up to Fort Collins without having to jump onto I-25. Part of Amtrak's national expansion initiative and funding and studies are already underway for this. The downside, projects like this could have a long history of delays and funding battles. And skeptics wonder if it'll ever get built. But if it does, it could transform regional travel, cut traffic, and connect the Front Range like never before. Some projects are still years away, but others are already changing the way Denver looks and feels. We're talking about the 16th Street Mall rebuild. And if you're like me, if you're a local, you probably saw the 16th Street Mall and downtown Denver, especially that part of town, go through kind of the dark days during the pandemic, where a lot of people left the downtown area and moved out to the suburbs. And since, recently in the last couple of years, we've seen people start to move back into the downtown area or close to it so that they can access all of the walkability that downtown offers. And a big part of that is the massive projects that are going on down there to make the city better. And so you may ask, like, what is the 16th Street Mall, remodel and what's been going on? They've spent $150 to $175 million revitalizing this part of town. And the 16th Street Mall has just been a walkable area where no cars can go. There's just a bus system that takes people up and down. And I used to work downtown, so I was able to walk this quite a bit when I was first starting out as an advertising agency intern way back in the day when I was in college. And I got to be right downtown and experience this, and it was fun. There was a lot of great shops, great places to frequent down there. And it's supposed to be complete, you guys, by this month. And so you see a lot of people enjoying that, especially those that work right downtown, in around Union Station and on the west part of town by Wine Coop and Coors area. You're able to get down there and enjoy some of the redevelopment that's happened there. There's the new plazas, street paving, trees have been planted, outdoor dining areas, and just a lot wider pedestrian zones for walking and improved infrastructure designed to make this part of downtown more vibrant and welcoming. Of course, construction was a headache for businesses and visitors, and some worry about whether the new design will solve downtown's bigger challenges. But for now, it's a win for anyone who loves a walkable, lively downtown, and a sign that not every big project is just a render. And finally, not every major project is about concrete and cranes. Some are about giving Denver more green space for the next generation. Some people are happy about this one, some people aren't very happy. But we're talking about the Park Hill Golf Course that's been taken away, and we're opening it up to Park Hill Park, which is going to be the 4th largest city park that we have now. 155 acres in Northeast Denver is going to be redeveloped into a park. The city of Denver secured a land swap after years of lawsuits and ballot bites. This will become Denver's 4th largest park, with trails, open space, and some mixed-use edges. There's an ongoing debate over how much will be parkland versus development, but there will be some development around the park. So what does all this mean for Denver's future and for you? You want to know how these projects could affect your neighborhood, your commute, or your property values? Reach out. I help people navigate Denver's changing landscape every day, and I'd love to help you make sense of what's coming next. Call or text me on the number on your screen, and let's talk about your plans. If you're curious to know how these massive projects could affect home values across Denver, don't miss my next video, where I'll break down what's driving demand, where prices are headed over the next year, and what smart buyers are doing right now to stay ahead. Click right here, and I'll see you there.